What's going on, y'all? I just picked up a garlic juice little pen from Fuji Melts. One of the pens that we picked up last time was Skittles from Fuji Melts, which is this right here. As you can see, it is basically dead. Okay, this thing, it was fucking amazing, but that's not what today's video is about. Today, we got a little filter for my bong. One of the little like Moose Lab like pull filters for your bong. And I thought maybe we should try that out. Now, I've been trying it for the past couple of days just to give you a little bit of, heads up. And I thought, I'll bring you a video now that I've tested it a little bit and see if it's actually doing anything and what it's like. But before we get to that, before we get to the bong rips and testing the filter, let's take a little rip off this brand new pen, and then we're gonna get home and test that shit out. All right, so let's go ahead and just rip this thing on open. That's probably the best way to do it since I'm using one hand to hold up my phone. And we got it out of there. Garlic juice, a little ½ gram right here. Look at that wonderful looking rosin. This shit looks absolutely amazing. Now, I need to use both hands for this. All right, we got it on there, nice little garlic juice. Now, if you watched my last video, you would actually have seen that I have this in the straight rosin version. So now we have a pen and the straight rosin of it. The straight rosin is absolutely fucking amazing. So let's see what the pen's hitting on, y'all. Cheers. A little 4-second pull. Another little 4-second pull. And another. Ooh, that tastes fucking amazing, okay? You get a very, very GMO heavy flavor with a nice little papaya on the back end, just like the actual rosin itself. This thing is fucking wonderful. Let's get home and take these fucking bong rips. And we are back home. Let's get these fucking bong rips in. But real quick before we do that, let's just take a look at what the packaging comes in, okay? Now, it comes with a little filter up top here that I already put inside of the piece that I have actually been using, as you can tell when you look in there. But when you open this thing up, you are going to get the mouthpiece itself and 3 filters. One is going to come up here, and there's going to be 2 that come in these little side slots, as well as a little lanyard thing to keep it around your neck, just in case you're at like a little party or something, you're high as hell, you want to use this. You do, trust me. All right, and let's put a fresh filter in this thing and get to the bong rips. All right, it looks pretty simple here in terms of putting the filter in is really easy, but taking it out, you just want to take a little tool, kind of dig it out of there. Now, that is after probably about 15-ish hits. So these things can get pretty dirty pretty quick, okay? Now 15 bong rips, depending on how much you smoke, can be a lot or not that much. It really depends. For me, it's not that much, but you might be different. So simple as just taking the piece right here and pushing it back on down in there. You want to try to use those little side pieces that are cardboard, because if you just push right here in the middle, you're going to actually push that filter out and just fuck the whole thing up. All right, this is set up. Let's pack a bowl and rip that shit. All right, we got that blueberry motor oil packed up right there in a nice little bowl in a freshly cleaned piece. Now, I ended up putting this thing on the lanyard just to show you what it looks like on it. I mean, obviously this isn't something I particularly need to do at home, but it's nice. We got a fresh filter in there. Man, that blueberry motor oil is fucking amazing every single time. Now, to talk about this thing, all right, you can see after that first drip, it's not too dirty, but it's starting to get a little bit of coloration change. Big things for me at least, that's an advantage to this thing, is when you're taking big rips, you're not as likely to get res lips, which I personally fucking hate getting res lips, okay? That shit is just disgusting, and this does a really good job of preventing that. All right, next we got some moose and lobster going down here. Now, the filter is nice, again, like I said, for the res lips, but it's also nice if, if you have allergies or something, if it's that time of the year, and your chest is a little bit sore or something. But on a general note, like on every single rip-to-rip basis, it's not really giving you that much of a relief, unless you're taking really, really, really fat rips. That's the main draw I could see this for. Wonderful stuff. That was some moose and lobster from Deep Creek. That shit is fucking amazing. Unfortunately, I'm down to my last little bit of it, as you can see here. But that shit is fucking fuego. That perfect little bit of fucking blueberry on the front and like kind of decently packed in. It's just great. I got a bowl of Super Boof packed up, but before we smoke that real quick, let's just talk about the logistics of this, all right? And the cost of how much this costs and how much it's gonna cost to continue to buy these filters. The actual mouthpiece itself, which comes with this, the lanyard, and 3 filters, is $10 just for base cost plus shipping. And you know, that it by itself is a really like reasonable price, and I can get behind that. But when it comes to re-getting these filters over and over again is where I just don't exactly know if it's fully worth it. You're looking at about $10 ish per 10 pack of these rolls. It's going to vary between $8 to $10 depending on where you're getting them from, and that is going to get pretty expensive when you take into account that this is one after just 15 rips, okay, which is a lot to some people. This is one after just 3 to 4 rips, and this is a fresh one. Oh shit, let me throw this thing back inside of the mouthpiece and take a rip. All right, we got some Super Boof going down now. Piece is getting a little bit dirty. We'll clean it up here in just a little bit for the final rips. Anyways, cheers, y'all. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I love the terps off that Super Boof. I always will. That shit is fucking wonderful. From new riders and all organic, bro. Just great. We cleaned the piece up. It's been a couple of hours. I had dinner. Let's just give my final opinions about this thing and end this video off with another bowl or two. Now, truthfully, I'm gonna be honest, I don't really think that this is a worth purchase for most people if you're looking for something to filter your piece. Okay, now the thing that I'm going to say unequivocally it is 100% a good purchase for, and I'm going to recommend, is if you go to a lot of sessions, if you smoke with a lot of people, you're hitting other people's pieces, it is 100% a good idea to have this, simply because you can use this to put over the mouthpiece of whatever piece you're hitting, and it's a lot better on the germ side of things. But past that, I really don't think it's like a huge amount of filtration that you're getting. Let's rip this bowl, work one or two more, and call it a video. We got some Mamba marker in here. Oh yeah, that shit's already smooth on its own. Let's get this next bowl in and call it a vid. Got a decent sized bowl here of that Mamba marker again to end off the video here. I sincerely hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Now, again, final opinions. This thing is really nice if you go to a lot of sessions and you're going to be smoking with other people. You want to be able to toss it in the mouthpiece like this so you're not getting everybody's germs. Other than that, it's really not that much crazy filtration if that's what you're buying it for. So, you know, but do what you would like to do with your money. Anyways, cheers. I hope you enjoyed this video. I love you. Bye. Ooh. I had to finish that. Have a wonderful day, night, whenever you're watching this video. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you soon.